Yo, what is good? My anime faithful, what is good, yo? So we got ourselves a interesting pickle that we are stuck in an index, and for some reason it feels like we know what necessarily is about to happen, but the show itself is just kind of like biding its time to getting to it. So I thought that was very interesting that it wasn't just going to necessarily hop on into it as much as it is just going to continuously ease its way in and kind of teach us all the ropes. Yes, I love that that thing turns. Um, but overall, we are learning so much about how powerful someone could be of just one of these seats if they establish and achieve all the things that they necessarily need to pretty much feel superior and boost their powers like just disgustingly. So we see that, and as of right now, I'm not very like surprised that um, Toma hasn't really done much, because as soon as Toma gets in the mix, like stuff's either going to end or stuff's going to miraculously come to, like, we're going to learn a lot more about it, and we're probably going to see who can do more than even Toma, which I think is Accelerator. But I mean, it hasn't been specifically, oh my god, it hasn't been specifically said yet. So still very interested to see just what they have to do with all these characters, let alone put in a situation where this is actually winnable for the characters that we're watching, because as of right now, they really shouldn't win this whole thing. Like, there's not too many opportunities or too many characters I can think that's on our side that should be able to rival this power that we're seeing right now. Not to mention the Angel, let alone just if this guy's plans actually come together, he's going to have so much power at his disposal with all the pieces falling together. We learned that he's even called down. He's pretty much manipulating this angel for his own needs and stuff like that already. So it's not surprising to me that this is, like child's play pretty much to him at this point. We're just practically watching a man take his time and set out all the chess pieces in a checkmate already before the game even starts. It's like he pushed time stop and then he started playing chess and made his move, and you can't really do anything about it. So very, very intrigued in the overall like narrative of this story. But if anything was to kind of push the narrative to the side of the heroes, it's definitely them just all banding together and probably coming up to this guy. But we've already seen how that worked out, and it didn't necessarily work out all that great. We saw, like, what, six people who had very, very strong powers pretty much just get bodied. Um, so I don't really know if having Accelerator and Misaka and worse Misaka or whatever, all of these people, I feel like don't really bring the tables to an even like stronghold. So regardless of what really happens as of now, it seems like we're looking at quite an easy win um, for this guy who's pretty much set up all of this from start to finish. And that sucks just for the simple fact that it's like, where's the fun in a game that you already like put the pieces out where you're supposed to be and you're gonna win? Like, him getting the like one thing from Accelerator supposedly is the last true piece he needs, which I would never put anything I need in Accelerator's hands. But at the same time, this man clearly has seen into the future somehow and knows just what everybody's feeling towards everybody. And with Accelerator, just even thinking of the fact that Toma, the level 0, is up top there doing what he can to save everybody, not let alone save Index, the person he truly wants to save. He's kind of jealous, or at least he wants to be in the same position as Toma. And to do that, that would mean he would need to pretty much get up there, try to protect everybody, and also witness just what's going on with this whole entire setting up of plans. But he still has the last order that he's worried about, so it kind of keeps him grounded from literally just taking off and trying to fight. But at the same time, it leaves the story now in his hands almost. And I mean that quite figuratively with what he owns on his person. So we're in a very dire situation. And to see the Angels pretty much slapping one of I really like this character now. The evil princess that was trying to take over in the red. I honestly like her character. She's really tough. She's seemingly like not scared of anything, even an angel that has power that she clearly knew she couldn't withstand and still held her ground because of the people that were around. It's stuff like that that make me appreciate like the arc dim like the re-arcing, or just her getting back to not being a hated character by everybody. That's a good start, and to hear that the guy who can pretty much cancel out attacks was like, "Ooh, yeah, I would fight, but that angel is way out of my lead." I was just like, "Okay." Like we're literally just meeting you, and already you found someone that much stronger than you. Like he was going blow for blow with one of the other hands, and this guy who has summoned this angel is not even, he's probably stronger, and he can't even handle this angel. So it just kind of gives you this narrative of how people already are going to be used in the show. It's like, oh yeah, he can't even handle this, so you probably shouldn't expect him to show up at the end of it all, being the one dealing the final blows or something along those lines, because he don't even believe in his own self, and that's just how these things kind of go. I mean, it makes a lot of sense why you would, kind of doubt yourself, because with how these things are in this show, man, there's so much like power and potential for more people to get even more powerful simply by gaining Index's knowledge, or pretty much what this guy has done, the right hand has done, or not right hand, but one of the seats has done, and he's gone and taken up anything that gives him a boost, anything that gives him that much more of a jump on you, he's taken it. And that's the difference between him and like all the other characters that we've seen thus far. He's really putting all together everything he's got, compared to some people that we've seen. They had some missing parts, but they were still willing to go in on the full attacks as if they had everything they needed to win the fight. So this guy is definitely smarter, and I feel like we're going to see just what he can overall bring to the table. But at the same time, he's gonna lose. Like, there's no way he's gonna win. Um, I think for some reason they keep continuously showing us Index and like kind of what she's in for right now, like what she's already doing, which is kind of weird. Seeing how she's kind of just, she isn't even supposedly where these guys are, but somehow because of that scroll or something along those lines, he can pretty much bring her up or like summon her whenever he need be. And that's kind of where like the trouble of him having something like that is a problem, and just the grand scheme of things. And I love that aspect of this show, kind of giving us more and more reasons to what? Okay. To really see just the full grand scheme of things and how dire things are. They keep continuously putting things in our view so we can understand that. But the thing I didn't understand was the Misaka, having her show up at the end of last week's episode to then have her show up in the end of this week's episode again. You know, it's like it's almost as if is just forced to be there. Like she's supposed to be the piece of the puzzle that the guy didn't call for or something. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's the true saving grace of the end game of this all. So be prepared for her to just show up and kind of mess everything up for everybody. Even if it's like for a second, like a split second of her just showing up and hitting somebody or blowing up a machine or something, you know. We even heard that there's like 200 something people that are like used right now just to even have this island be afloat. So that also is pretty telling to what someone could do and mess up all of the plans, including if they weren't supposed to be there in the first place. So that's just where I'm going with it. I don't know what index is actually the show is actually going to pull off, because as of right now, man, I love shows like this where they just have a lot going for them, and once you kind of put yourself in their positions, you really see that they're making a hopeless situation. And when you make like hopeless situations for characters to overcome, I think that's another good aspect of seeing someone who's a very well trained story writer. Because if you ask me what did I think was going to happen, I could tell you that what I believe is gonna how it's gonna end, but I couldn't tell you everything up to that point, and that's the entertaining part for me. Everything that leads up to a part that I already kind of know is coming. It's just like Goku. He's always supposed to win at the end of the day. I mean, besides in the Cell Saga where it was Gohan's turn to win, you know, there's these arbitrary things that happen from beginning, middle, and then towards the end it's usually the same. The one guy who we know to do what he does best is saving the day and winning in the unwinnable situations. That's just how it is, and this seemingly is no different, but I just honestly love this way of building it up, this way of showing us all the characters that are going to fulfill certain roles to play a bigger part in the end game of it all, man. They're just really pushing the narrative very well, and I think that should be commended. And I think as well that they're going to continue this trend of just absolutely crazy storytelling, because I'm pretty sure we still have a couple more episodes of this left. Not to mention a lot of series are coming to an end. A lot of seasons are coming to an end. So we have a lot to probably replace here soon. Excuse me. We're gonna have a lot of anime showing up in position of some of these places, and I can't wait to see some of these new lined up animes. But to think that the show that I had watched way back when I didn't even review, when I didn't even really care for overall story narratives and stuff like that, I just wanted to see some cool fights and stuff. Index was one of the first shows that I had seen, and it never really like sparked my interest to look for a season 2. So I pretty much found out about season 3 and that how long season 2 was through one of my really good buddies on here, and I truly want to appreciate you for shouting me out and, you know, wanting to see me review this anime, because now I get to watch one of the shows that I grew up watching anime starting, and I get to see the true ending of where it actually is about to go. And I honestly can't be more happy enough to have some people with me all the way on that ride too. So my anime people, I will talk to you in the next one. There is no JoJo this week. I wanted to use a more of a JoJo character, but I'm trying to level up in this game and get as high as level as possible. And I was trying to multitask and do that during this video. So right now I'm playing live, just trying to literally level up. But I saw that there was a recap. I just don't want to get into the recap episodes on this channel. It seems like a really easy way out of making content, and I think it's content that you guys already know I have on the channel, so why should I then give you guys the same content again? You know, that's just how I feel about it. If you guys do want me to do recaps on this channel, let me know, and any comments on any videos, and I will look into that. But I will talk to you guys in the next one, my anime people. Have a good one, and peace.